Hello class and welcome to the second video. How do you find slopes from an equation? And what is the equation use? So if we have this, let's go straight into the example actually. What is the slope in the following equation, and then graph the equation. Remember, we usually use slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form takes the form of 2mx plus b, where m is our slope. And what's b? Who remembers what b is? It's our y-intercept. Make sure you write this down before I erase it. Y equals mx plus b. So in this case, our slope is actually just 2/3 because it's next to x. How would you graph this? Let me get my fancy pen. Well, you know that our y-intercept is 7, so you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where it crosses the y-axis. And our slope is 2/3. So this is the rise. This is the run. So how many steps do you go up? You go up 2. 1, 2. How many steps do you go to the right? You go 3 to the right because it's positive. 1, 2, 3. And that's actually our next point. So to draw the line, all you have to do is connect these two dots and you get something like that. But now what happens if it looks something like this, where it's not already in the equation that we want? Remember, slope-intercept form is, let me write it up here again, y equals mx plus b. It's not the same way, so what do? You probably already guessed it. You make it that way. So here you have, what can you do to get y by itself? Because pretty much what we're solving for. Show you the steps. Subtract 4x from here, subtract 4x from here. So I write negative 5y equals negative 4x minus 10. Now I like to keep it as negative 4x because we always want mx, and I just like keeping it the same way. I always want to keep the variable first and then the intercept. From here, what can we do next? Probably already guessed it. Divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5. What's negative 5y divided by negative 5? Well, you get y equals, what's a negative divided by a negative? Positive 4 over 5x minus, what's 10 divided by negative 5? It's actually plus, so these two become plus 2. That's actually our equation. From there, what's the slope? We're waiting on the slope is 4 over 5. Let me write that over here. M equals 4 over 5, and that means it's positive. So now how do we graph this? Again, looking at this equation from right here, this is going to help us graph and find the slope very easily. Our y-intercept is positive 2. Let me get a different color. Let's do purple. Let's do red. Y equals positive 2. 1, 2. Here's our y-intercept. Our slope is rise 4. So you go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then run positive 3. So you go to the right. Positive 5. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do your next point there. And you guessed it. What you have to do now is connect the lines. So again, this is review. Let me just write down the notes. It's 5, 4. And then you run 5 because they're positive. So just to review everything that we did, when it's in this form, like the one up here, the slope is always going to be whatever next to the variable. When it's like this, all you have to do is make it like that form. So solve for y, get it by itself, and then you get the slope, you get the y-intercept, and from there to graph it, it's super easy. So go ahead and try the classwork. It should be, I think, 3 problems. When you're done, watch the next video.